Today, I'm diving into the differences between four types of forcibly displaced persons. These are the refugees, the asylum seekers, the internally displaced persons or IDPs, and the stateless persons. It's a big topic, but I'll keep it simple and clear. First, what are forcibly displaced persons? These are people who have been forced to leave their home because of armed conflict, violence, persecution, human rights violations, or natural disasters. Staying isn't safe, so they're displaced. Now, the four types differ from each other. Here's sort of the breakdown. A refugee is someone who flees their country, crossing an international border to escape danger. They're supposed to be protected by the host country's government. This is the government of the country that they fled to. An asylum seeker is like a refugee. They've fled across a border, yes, but they're waiting for legal refugee status. Their unique trait is that they're in limbo, in a holding pattern until they are legally approved as refugees. An internally displaced person or an IDP is someone who is displaced but is still inside their home country. Their own government is responsible for them, and often their own government is not giving them the support they need. And finally, a stateless person is someone with no citizenship anywhere, like, for example, the Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar or the Palestinians. I'll talk about these examples in another video. They lack legal recognition, period, and because of this, they cannot receive the services that a normal citizen of a state receives. Now, why do these terms even matter? Can't we just call them forcibly displaced persons? Like, why all this differentiation in terminology? Well, these terms aren't just terms. These terms shape lives. The ability to identify someone as a refugee or an asylum seeker or an IDP or a stateless person means that they get certain things. Number one, they get legal protection. Refugees get access to international rights. There are international laws for how a refugee must be treated. For example, non-refoulement is a provision for refugees where the host country cannot force a refugee to return back to his or her home country if it's dangerous. Number two, they get responsible parties. Identifying displacement through precise labels means that responsible parties are also identifiable. Host countries, the UNHCR or the UN Refugee Agency, and home governments are supposed to step in depending on the displaced group in need of services. Number three, they get aid allocation. These labels enable aid delivery. Refugees might get resettlement, IDPs need in-country help, and asylum seekers need processing systems. And number four, they get policy. Without clear labels, we cannot track numbers. And without tracked numbers, we do not have the data to do the necessary work. Clear labels facilitate targeted solutions. That's the rundown. Knowing these differences helps us understand forcible displacement better. Categorizing helps us help the categorized better. What do you think? Did this clear things up?